Well, the Holy Land is at the crossroads of three major religions, but despite well-entrenched faiths, mysticism and magic still have a lot of pull. From Quranic readings to fortune tellings, people are looking for peace of mind in some unusual quarters. And as Margaret Evans reports, it's something Palestinians and Israelis have in common.
One of the Holy Land's playgrounds of the night. Tension between shadow and light a constant. This is, after all, a place sacred to three of the world's great religions. Often forgotten, though, are those practices stretching a bit beyond traditional faith into the realm of superstition, folklore, even magic. Here, there are lots of ways to deal with your demons. A house on the edge of Ramallah, a little tattered, but offering services much in demand. Here, for 400 shekels a shot, that's about $100, you can have any evil spirits possessing you cast out. Faith healer Abu Amer claims he can speak to ghosts or malevolent spirits known as jinn here, made mention of in the Quran and said to inhabit an invisible parallel world.
تأتي اللغة التي تطلب لهذا في داخلي.
Every jinn inside a person has a different language, he says. So when I speak to them in their own language, my power is cast upon them. And I demand they leave the person they've possessed.
نعم يستجيب.
It's an impressive performance, and you could be forgiven for expecting rain. He even speaks in unintelligible tongues, pulling the demons out, in this case, believe it or not, right through one of his clients' toes. Hada is a school principal. She doesn't want to show her face. She says she isn't well and fears someone or something is creating havoc for her deliberately.
Recently I was told that might be an evil eye or even magic, black magic or whatsoever. And I have to see someone who reads Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Abu Amer isn't a real sheikh, but part of his appeal is his use of the Quran, although traditional Muslim leaders frown upon his kind of freelance mysticism.
الله أكبر. شو حاسب رجليكي؟
But so-called Quranic healers are increasingly popular in Palestinian society. They blur the lines between traditional faith and the supernatural, according to anthropologist Sharif Kanana.
It is simply that they want to do what they really feel like doing, but they want to give it the cover of religion, the justification, the legality coming from the religion.
Kanana calls the practitioners charlatans, but he admits they can play a role in society, if only someone for people to talk to, a bit like a shrink or a social worker.
Clearly, it is the psychosomatic kinds of illnesses that benefit.
Just a few of the charms and amulets on offer in Jerusalem. This is a Hamza, said to ward off the evil eye, spawned of jealousy or someone's envy. Belief in the evil eye dates back to ancient times, but it remains extraordinarily strong today, and not just amongst Palestinians. Mutterings and secret chants in the Israeli town of Rehovot. Spiritual guide Hannah Avni is doing some old-fashioned fortune-telling, heating lead and then casting it into cold water. The hardened form giving her something to read. She sees more than one evil eye at play for her regular client, Ricky.
Yeah. She saw a lot of eyes. She said, wow.
Ricky is on a spiritual quest, and she says traditional religion isn't enough for people anymore.
So we're asking for another ways and another places. It's white magic. White. It's the light side of magic.
They are all make a protection.
Hannah offers up a mixed cauldron of techniques. Crystals, Kabbalah, a little Eastern mysticism. She calls it working with energy to treat a range of ailments.
Migraine, asthma, ulcer, back, a woman who need pregnant.
It's clearly a successful business, run with her daughter. Dan is a banker who found Hannah on the internet 3 years ago, looking for more energy, he says, more success in life. He was single and unhappy at the time. Today?
I'm a married man, and 2 weeks after the first session, I got my job, and it's an amazing job, a job that I really wanted. So some people can say coincidence, but I don't believe in that.
But he does believe in Hannah's powers, which brings us full circle, back to shadowy figures in the inky night. Belief, after all, is what it's all about in this part of the world, be it in the power of priests and prophets or black cats and soothsayers. Would that belief extended beyond matters of faith to the politics of the place and the ability to conjure an elusive peace at long last. Now that would be magic. Margaret Evans, CBC News, Jerusalem.